I want to take this opportunity to talk about what the hell is going on around here. Let's go into the links about people have gone in the past for authority to achieve the supernatural status it holds currently. The people of the past have been subjected to one dominator over the other. Men and women have been murdered for children to be stolen and raised under the rule of a sovereign. Entire histories of knowledge have been Entire libraries of knowledge have been burned as to never reach the minds of anyone ever again. Books that taught about the sovereignty that each one of us own. People have been kept in the cruelest of conditions under rule of another, so that there is no time to critically think about freedom, because everyone is always hungry and sick. There was once so much mind control from religions that entire wars were fought, that civilizations destroyed. People were killed for not conforming to the strict dogma of someone's perceived God. Priests would walk with knights and take your children, burn your fields, kill your animals, and do anything they could to get people to pay taxes. To that point, people believe there are two things certain in life: death and taxes. That is a common phrase I have been told growing up. I have also heard somewhere from someone question authority. Maybe it was my dad, or maybe it was punk bands. I would like to think it was my dad, and that is why he thought punk bands were cool. I cannot ask him, but that is not the point. So the idea question authority comes up when I was a teenager. It has been in the back of my mind, and I have grown up now. I have lived from 1990 to present, 2025. I have seen life with no internet. I have seen life with dial-up internet. Saw life through the lens of Ness from Earthbound on Super Nintendo countless times. I grew up no different than modern age children. I was staring at a screen playing a game. I had a Game Boy with me everywhere I went. I was a sheltered child and I did what I was told. I was made to go to church, sometimes even on Wednesdays, and we went to see a movie on the weekends. I really loved my dad. I really loved my dad. He was the best. When he died, I was 15 and I felt free. I could do anything now because the only person I respected was dead. My mom tried beating me, but it made me laugh. She was always the one saying, "Wait until your father gets home and tell him what you've done." By the time I was 13, I was deep in Jacksonville's punk scene. Cheap Sex had just released Launch Off to War in 2003 by Punkcore Records, so that gives an accurate time frame of my age. I was going to shows every weekend and I was downloading albums from punk bands from of the 70s and 80s from around the world. It was the most amazing thing I could do. It felt like magic at the tip of my fingers. I would memorize lyrics that I found such passion for. Big A Little A by Crass was a favorite song. My favorite bands were Zounds, Oi Polloi, Flux of Pink Indians, Os Rotten, anything anarcho-punk. I just loved street punk and the spirit of rebellion because I saw a lot of problems in the world. Starting from my parents having to tell me cows died at an old age or else I wouldn't eat meat. I would try and stand up for animals and be told by many people all my life that I'll never get people to stop eating meat. Now let's go into the logic of these claims and let's us fractal out the disheartening belief into other aspects that require change, not focusing on animal industries right now. The focus is of the modern use of the internet and the broadcast of ideas, starting with how social engineers once realized they could use newspapers and televisions to broadcast messages. We have come so far as to hold the power in our hands. How long will it take for the children of today to realize the digital power they hold at the tip of a finger? We have the ability to broadcast our own messages. Imagine how far original punk would have gotten if this was available. They had to independently create music labels that combated their cause with no mainstream support, and they were able to reach the heart and mind of a 13-year-old boy on the other side of the world. That is magic. More to the point, as spoken well by Konrad rogoz rogoz at the Freedom Under Natural Law 4 conference in his presentation titled Sonic Divorce. This spoken word is the new music. This spoken word, this is the new music. And I say, this is the rebirth of the spirit of rebellion. You can argue punk's not dead.